Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, developers, for part 2 of the Luthais dev blog, where I'm going to help the developers and communicate with the community how we can make Scum better. And as always, at the end of the video, if you agree with the suggestions, please like the video so that more developers can maybe see it and give you ideas down below. The reason I'm making this video, guys, is personally to help the developers. I test thousands of things in Scum. I keep up with all the cheats. I keep up with all the exploits because my job, since I'm running 5 servers, I watch players on a daily basis. I monitor people on a daily basis. So I know what most players are doing. I know what kind of exploits they are using. And I have to know these things. Otherwise, how can I protect my community? But what these suggestions are easy things, in my opinion, that won't take the developers a lot of time, that will increase our quality of life in Scum a lot, okay? So if you guys want to give random wish lists or random things in the comments down below, which the developers might look at, you're free to do so. But in these dev blogs, I am going to give suggestions or let them know about new bugs that is affecting the player base in a very, very negative way. So it's very necessary things that need to change. And I believe it won't take a lot of work to change these things. Okay, so I'm not asking for a helicopter. I'm not asking for a jet ski that will be awesome. I'm not asking for things that I would love to see in the game. I'm asking for things that are already in the game that need to be tweaked, fine-tuned, or changed so that our experience can be a lot better in Scum. Now, the first problem that we have, because it's PvP related, is people using a dot in the middle of the screen. So I have banned hundreds of players that use the crosshair on Steam. I don't know why they install the crosshair on Steam, but of course you can't play on my servers if your profile isn't public. And the thing is, there's thousands more that either use the crosshair on their monitor, or they put something on their screen, or there's a lot of programs that they can use that will never be detected by me. But hip firing is a massive problem in Scum, definitely regarding PvP. Now, I have seen the system change a lot. It used to be a lot more accurate than this. But when we're looking at a 300-meter range, because I can set the range, okay? I can set the range of the scope. The scope is giving, the rangefinder is giving me advantage so that I don't miss, okay? Okay, I can hit that shot perfectly because of the 300 rangefinder that I have. But at the end of the day, I can do this as well. Okay, I can aim for heads and stuff like that. And even if the person is standing down there, I can still shoot at him. Okay, and so there is randomness to it. So I do see the variation in hip firing, where if I fire, if I don't hip fire, yes, it's a lot more accurate, but people with dots are understanding at what range they can effectively do this. Where if I just use the scope, okay, as you guys can see, there isn't a lot of spread, okay? So yes, it is better aiming down the scope, and clearly the developers have added some basically adjustment to hip firing, but I feel it should be more, okay? I feel you should combat dots and hip firing to a major extent so that, the only people that can really not miss with hip firing are cheaters, and then admins can ban them very, very easily. If they see people hip firing very, very accurately, admins can get rid of them, and we can clean up your player base and we can make your game great again. So that's number one. I appreciate that you have added randomness to the hip firing, but I feel the further away it is, the worse that should be, okay? Because at 50 or 100 meters, you can still hip fire quite easily, okay? Okay, there you guys can see there is variety to it, but I would like that spread to even more so that we can just actively fight against it, okay? So that we can just actively fight against it. Because you're still going to hit the target like this. You're still going to hit the target like this, and it's not really supposed to be possible. Okay, you can still hit the target at 300 meters if you know the fine adjustments that the hip firing is making. So that's point number one. Okay, next thing on the list is the flamethrower. I'm going to talk about two items that have been added to Scum that are basically, one is broken and the other one is useless at the moment. But let's talk about the broken one. So this is a flamethrower, which you, on official servers, you can craft this thing very easily by just buying all the parts. But this is what a flamethrower, this is what a flamethrower does. It triggers mines, and that's very, very unrealistic. The developers come from Croatia. If you do any research on a mine, you will see that no flamethrower can trigger a mine, especially if it's buried. Okay, so the fact that a person can get 500 mines to protect his base that he spent 6 months on, and a person can just walk in there with a flamethrower and trigger the mines are very negative. And the blast radius of the mines are also very unrealistic, because a buried mine is not going to trigger all the mines around it, because the other one's buried as well. It's got ground, it's got solid ground protecting it from the other blast. So one mine destroying all your other mines around it because it triggered it is too, that radius is too wide. So if a mine explodes, it should only destroy another mine 5 meters away from it, not 10 or 15 meters away from it. Okay? Because that causes you to really put major gaps between your mines, which is not necessary realistically. And, it just doesn't feel good if you try and defend your base that way. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me just explain this to you a little bit better. So what I did now is I let my friend Fabian just plant a mine in front of every pillar. So that's from that mine to that mine is 3 meters. 6 meters, 9 meters, 12 meters, okay? So that mine is 12 meters away from that mine. And again, realistically, you're not supposed to be able to trigger a mine with a flamethrower, okay? So let's just... Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so all the mines are gone. Even the 1 year, okay? A mine that was buried 12 meters away got destroyed. And as you guys can clearly see, the mine's radius is very far as well. And what this does is, this isn't a small base, okay? But it doesn't matter. The wider your base is, the more mines you need to cover your entire flag area. But the problem is, for you to use mines effectively, for you to use buried mines effectively, you have to leave like 15 meter or 20 meter gaps between each mine, so that all your mines don't disappear when one gets triggered. Okay, so if a naked walks over one of your mines, every mine within a 15 meter radius is gone. And that's not realistic. It's not realistic that a mine can kill you 15 meters away. Okay, so we have to focus a bit on realism there and quality of life. This isn't fun. That's why I don't use mines anymore. I'd rather use like spike traps or stuff like that. Like literally a little spike trap that a combat boot can clearly walk on. Except, that spike trap, that little spike trap that you put down on the ground doesn't look like it can go through combat boots, but that thing kills you. It doesn't hurt your foot. It literally kills you when you walk over it. So we need to focus more on realism and make every trap make sense and just put a little bit more thought into it. When you focus on the player's experience, then you can change these perimeters the settings. Like you've got settings, how wide the blast radius is, and all that other stuff. Clearly the blast radius is killing me and the other mines, so you have to lower that blast radius so that a person can't die that's standing 20 meters or 50 meters away from a mine, and that all the mines around that mine can't be destroyed. So, Fabian, just stand away, buddy, far away. So, yeah, the main problem is even at this distance. So even if you say, Luthais, if you stand on top of a mine, you can destroy it. Maybe you can destroy it, okay? If you're 50 meters away. But you can't destroy it like that. Okay? So we need, we need to make a plan with this. It's good that it's difficult, but the developers know the shortcuts, that people will go through to make things easier and unfair for other people. So we definitely need to look at this. And you guys saw that when I was shooting the mine with a flamethrower, there was an invisible wall above the mine. So literally, if the flame hits the invisible wall, it triggers the mine on the ground. I don't have to aim directly at the ground to trigger the mine. That invisible wall needs to disappear, which will cause people to actually have to physically aim at the mine, which will make it almost impossible to blow up a mine with a flamethrower without dying. Okay? It will make it very, very difficult because you can still lean, you can still lean and stuff like that. But if you don't have that invisible wall above the mine, you will need to aim more down at the mine. So there's a lot of ways to fix this problem, but it definitely needs to be fixed. And talking about invisible walls, the flamethrower, is an exciting tool. But again, if you play on servers where the puppet multiplier is on 2 or 3, or you want to take out a horde with the flamethrower, it's very difficult to take out multiple puppets with a flamethrower because of this. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's say you're in a abandoned bunker with increased puppets because you want to have fun and default settings just doesn't do it for you. Then, if you use the flamethrower against puppets, let's say, the first fast, because the fast puppets are going to get you first. But let's say you kill the first puppet. Now the puppet's on the floor. When did you start burning?
Like 5 meters in front of the puppet.
5 meters in front of the puppet. Okay, so clearly there's an invisible wall. Clearly the flames have a kind of a radius, if you get too close to them, like a campfire. But again, I have tested this. If you take on a horde with a flamethrower, the puppets come through and they hit you. They will kill you because you can't effectively kill them like there. If a horde comes, they come in a row. You can't kill those puppets there because this is because this is blocking you. So it's small little things like this that makes all the work that you put into the flamethrower obsolete. And I mean, it weighs a lot. It's almost like carrying around an M82. The reason people don't want to carry around an M82 because it's heavy, and some people just think it's broken. But I mean, we understand why it's heavy, because it's very powerful. So if this thing is very heavy, this thing needs to be very powerful as well. Not to destroy an entire car, not to literally melt metal off a car, just to kill puppets like it was intended to be. And I personally feel the flamethrower damage on the vehicle should be nerfed completely. There's no way you can melt metal off a car with a flamethrower. I haven't physically used the flamethrower, but I don't think it's possible to disintegrate a car with a flamethrower. Okay? So just like I say, we just need to focus on quality of life, test these things. And then I don't need to test the rocket launcher. This is the broken thing that also took a lot of time to put into the game. So you added the RPG to the game. So when it came out, you gave us an RPG and 4 warheads and 4 anti-personnel rockets, which I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the anti-personnel rocket, but yes, it was way too easy to find. So the problem wasn't the RPG or the rockets. The problem was, you could go to Brenner's Armories and just kill the entire server, blow up every single base. So yes, it wasn't good, but you changed the rarity of it, and then you made it useless, okay? Because that is a twig wall. If I put a grenade on that twig wall, it's going to do a lot of damage, okay? I think like 200 or something. But if I can literally, like a mine, can destroy me, can kill me 50 meters away. I can stand here, and nothing happens to me. Okay? Literally, I can stand, like I'll show you guys. This is how close you can stand. Fabian, just repair this wall for me, please. I'm not sure if your walls were fully repaired. Just upgrade this one piece for me. Just one level. Okay? So RPG, most rare now, it's the most rare item in the game. Okay, and I can literally stand this far from it. How much health has this wall got left?
100%.
100%.
Did you miss it?
No, I hit it.
200 out of 200.
200 out of 200.
Yeah, all the rest was like half down.
Yeah, basically this, if you test this on your own base, the rockets only do 93 damage. And when I tested it on my own base. So, yeah, I don't want to destroy the rest of his work. He's busy with the design here, and I basically just destroyed everything.
No,
put down a single little shack here for me. Just a single little shack and upgrade it once. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are literally sitting with the best weapon in the game that took the developers a lot of work to put it into the game. And at the moment, it's extremely rare, but extremely rare. I did 30 kill boxes on my test server, and I didn't find one rocket launcher. But I mean, it's an extremely rare weapon. People don't really use it anymore. They just go for TNT because you can easily find it in the coal mines. Okay, there's much easier ways to raid. Nobody really wants to use the rocket launcher. Okay, and if you shoot a brick wall with a rocket launcher, tell me how much health is left, Fab?
580
out of 800.
out of 800.
So that's 220 damage, guys. 220 damage. So, I don't know. With our rarities at the moment, people need to have fun with these things. I'm not saying, go to how it was with Brenner at the beginning. But, I mean, the entire community feels like you bring something into a game like foot abrasions or hand abrasions that's way too bad, and then it's like you put something into the game where it's 10 out of 10. It's too overdone. Like everyone's dying from hand abrasion or foot abrasions. Everyone can get 8 rockets, every half an hour and destroy the entire server. And then all of a sudden the rockets are nerfed, the Brenner's Armories are nerfed, the damage of the rockets launch is nerfed, and everything is nerfed. And then, no one really cares about foot abrasion or hand abrasion or any of those things that's been put into the game. So the entire community just feels like the balance could be fine-tuned. Instead of bringing it out at a 10 where nobody likes it, don't go to 1. Don't pull it back where nobody ever thinks about it again. Because like I said, with the hand abrasions, the foot abrasions and stuff like that, everybody complained about it when you brought it out. Now nobody even talks about it. It's not really something that people struggle with. So the entire community would just love you to not go from 10 to 1. You know, go from 10 to 6, you know, and then 4. I don't know. Just find a balance. It doesn't feel like things are being balanced. It feels like you put something into the game, it's too overpowered or it's too much for people, and then it's like you're taking it away. And it's the same with the rocket launchers. We want to use rocket launchers. Rocket launchers makes raiding really, really fun, but it's extremely rare even for experienced players, and it's still better to use TNT, which I can easily find. So, but a rocket launcher raid is just so much more exciting. So again, quality of life. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what you're hearing now is a metal detector. Remember metal detectors? Remember metal detectors had a use? It does have a use in the forest area, because sometimes mines are difficult to see in forest area because people glitch it into things. Players literally glitch mines into assets to make it work like they want it to work. But in the snow, there's no need for a metal detector. Okay, I know that's very irritating, but still, that thing had a use. People used the metal detector, just like they want to use the flamethrower, just like they want to use the rocket launcher. But at the end of the day, the big reason why people don't want to build a base in the snow is because of these bumps, okay? And again, realistic-wise, they shouldn't be a bump. You know what people are doing now? They're burying their chest inside of trees or glitching it into rocks or using exploits to make sure their loot doesn't get found. Like when they buried it in the water, you know, in a dam or something like that, which the developers fixed. It's easy to fix this problem. There's no bump. I don't know who buries their loot and leaves a bump for everyone to see. Okay? So even if the guy puts no metal in his chest, even if he buries the chest and he puts no metal, give us another way to detect it, like with a shovel or, like we're looking down at the ground and we're looking for buried loot. But if he's got any metal in there, it's going to detect the metal inside the chest, okay? But don't let people put stuff inside of trees. Just make them bury it and it has a flat surface. They can find it with their focus mode. They will be able to find it with their focus mode. But make it flat, because that's what a person will do realistically. Now, everyone wants to build a base in the forest because you can cover it with grass, but in the snow you can't. If I bury a mine in the snow, nobody will see it because I can flatten it and then the wind will blow and then everything will be smooth and you'll still die from the mine. It's actually supposed to be more powerful to put it in the snow because realistically you can't really see that the snow was played with if the guy does it right. Where, in the forest, you could maybe detect it, but that's why we've got metal detectors. Let us use the things that you gave us. Let us enjoy the things that you worked so hard on. Okay? Make these buried things flat so that people have to use tools to find it. Get creative, but think about the player's experience. Let people build a base wherever they want with the same kind of advantages. And don't let one mine destroy all their mines. Okay? Quality of life. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a lot of notes here, but I'm going to do this once a week. I don't want to make the videos too long, otherwise there's no way the developers are watching it. So I'm just going to explain the reason behind everything that we need in the game, and I'll cover the other things that we need later on because I don't want to make the video too long. But the vehicles are a big thing in the game. I think vehicles is a fantastic thing about the game. I've never enjoyed driving more than I enjoy driving in Scum. But I mean, vehicles are expensive. You need fame for it. You need money for it. For a Ranger with armor, probably 60,000. Okay? Is 60,000 a problem for me? No. Do I lose 3 cars a day or on one stream? Yes. Do I care about it? No. Why? I've got a ton of experience. But you are focusing on increasing the player numbers. So you need to focus on the initial player experience. And the initial player will be very, very, very happy when he gets the vehicle. And because you let him pay for a bunch of DLCs that he can make it beautiful, because putting a pattern on every single vehicle part takes a heck of a lot of time. And then it fades. Okay? I don't know what kind of paint we are using on these vehicles, but when I spend an hour like adding a pattern and the perfect colors to my vehicle and being proud of it, the next day it's faded and it's ugly and I have to refresh the paint. Again, quality of life. Who refreshes a paint? Who refreshes paint on a car? Like, who thought of that? Just like the guy who thought about olives, that, you need to farm olives for fame. We need to put more effort and more thought into these decisions because, again, you want the player to enjoy his experience as much as you can because other players will spoil his experience by raiding him, killing him, stealing his cars, blowing up his cars, whatever the case would be. So you just want to make the starting experience as positive as possible for him. And if he does build up a car and he does paint it and he does put armor on it and he does name it and he does get attached to it, you don't want a person that's using lockpicking macros. I'm not even talking about the cheats. You just type in Scum cheats in YouTube, you'll see all the latest cheats, okay? Which I research on a daily basis. I'm talking about a macro. I'm talking about a script, which developers, you can't detect, and I have to look at a player's lockpicking logs for a long time before I have to decide on my own whether I'm going to ban him or not. And you have said yourselves, that the people that are going through golden locks that fast, they are using something. And you said that publicly long ago, and you're right. They are using something. They're using macros or they're using scripts. So if the new player doesn't find a dialogue, and a dialogue won't stop an experienced player because they're just going to repeat events all day. Him and the clan will do events with each other to farm fame. So, and kill, advance their camo skill to advance, and camp cargo drops and camp points of interest is to farm fame. It's no effort for an experienced player to go to steal a car. Okay? And if he's too lazy to go through a dialogue, he just shoots the door off. I definitely feel you need some explosives. You need like sticky bombs, or you need some kind of breach explosive to get into a vehicle. Because it doesn't affect people that have been playing as long as me and the experienced people. It affects your new players. They rage quit and they're not coming back. Okay? So when you take the effort that goes to a vehicle, just adding a lock to it is not good. It's not good enough because there's too many people using scripts and macros, which is very difficult for admins, okay, to detect, except if the person's dumb. If he doesn't know that the admin can see all the logs and the timers and how many attempts he made on the thing, then, he's gonna slip up. But most of them knows and have been banned before, and, they just learn and talk to each other and know that, you have to fail a lot of times. Otherwise, the admin will see it and probably do something about it. But in any case, the people with macros and scripts, they average year on 5 attempts, okay? Or sometimes they fail a lot just not to get caught. But at the end of the day, you have to add more security to a car. An alarm. Like a lot of people don't know you must put down a blueprints to find your car and add the breadcrumbs to find your car. Add a car alarm so that they can click it. They can activate the car alarm. In the past, you had like circles on the side of the screen showing me where I built a base part. Maybe give me a reference point. I know the game is realistic, so stuff the reference points. Give me an alarm or a clicker or a sound that the car can make so I can find it, and give the car extra security. Because people love their cars a lot more than they love their guns or their loot, okay? And because of these scripts, 90% of your security on a car is useless. They can't build a wall in front of their car when they drive around the map. And that means they don't want to drive around the map, okay? Which is not good. If you don't see cars driving around the map, it's just not good. So just think about something more realistic, something more immersive, and let the guys do some effort to steal a car. Okay. In real life, you can lockpick a car very very easily. But I mean, it's a Tech One company. We've got advanced systems here. We're sitting with BCU locks. I don't know. Maybe put a BCU lock on it. But again, I'm thinking about everything. Like, if you have to get the BCU to steal the car, every car is just going to get camped on other servers. No one can camp on my servers. But I mean, every car is just going to get camped. Kill the person, take the BCU, steal the car. But think of better security for the cars. Just get creative with it, because it's affecting unexperienced players in a major way. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think this video is probably going to be more than 20 minutes. I will be doing this weekly. I've probably got about 20 points that I think will improve Scum. I don't think the changes are massive. Like, bases have got BCU locks and 3 lock units and everything like that. I don't know anything about programming, but I do not feel what I'm asking is major. I'm asking for certain tweaks. So if you guys have got any other suggestions, please leave it down in the comments below. You guys know I read every single comment and I reply to every single comment. Leave it in the comments down below so that I can add to the 20 things that I have. And so I can add it to later videos. And if you enjoy this video and you want to help Scum become the best game on the planet, click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to learn everything about Scum and support it and love it as much as I do, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Oh, yes. One thing that I forgot about is I just thought about a new player buying a vehicle. If the developers wants to see what people go through on their servers, everything that you guys are doing is to increase server performance. I hope you don't want more than 100 people to be on a map, okay? Because that is not a survival experience. That is a PvP festival, okay? You still want a survival experience. So we don't ever need more than 100 people on this map. Because even if there's 100 people, the way they play depends on whether you see people or not. I've had more fun on a server with 20 people that are active than I've had with 100 people that are scared to lose anything and just always want to win and are camping in bushes all day long, okay? So numbers don't really count. But please, if you want all the servers to be at 100 pop, go join a 100 pop server and then push a vehicle to a trader. Don't take a vehicle close to the trader. Take a vehicle that not a lot of people are going to look there for a vehicle. Go find a vehicle, push it to the trader on a 100 pop server with your safe zone size. Okay? Your safe zones are so small, 2 people can cover every entrance to that. Safe zone. It can be camped by the most unexperienced troll ever. But please try and push a vehicle to a trader on a 100 pop server, because that's what you're aiming for with server performance. So you will see that that's not an enjoyable experience. Realistically, you probably can't carry an engine to a car, but please give us engine parts. Please break that engine into multiple parts, and I will go find them all, and I will build up the engine that way, and then I will feel good about driving the car away because I put a lot of work into the car. But please don't force people to push a car to a trader when you're trying to have 100 people on a server. That's it from me, guys. Cheers.